Hi everybody, Truth to a T here. I am the walking loser. I walk 5 miles a day, 5 days a week, and it helps me to try to lose weight. Hi, that's me. So Gavin Newsom has lost his mind. He is completely crazy. Or is he? It's interesting to me. I've been watching a lot of information out there on what's going on in the auto industry, in the fast food industry, and the energy sector. And what I'm seeing is there's an awful lot of talk about, let's start with fast food. There's an awful lot of talk about how fast food restaurants, many of them, are really struggling right now. They're struggling with higher wages, especially in places like California, where the minimum wage now is like $20 an hour for fast food employees. There's only one problem with that. That's only half true. There's another thing that's going on here, and it's more to do with the millennials. And I know that a lot of people blame the millennials for the fact that there's no workers, they're too lazy, blah, 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 blah. And that's true. But one of the main reasons they're, quote, lazy, which I don't believe they are, is they're watching what's going on in the world. They're getting ready to graduate, some of them from college. They realized they've paid a couple of $100,000, or their parents have, or they have loans on a degree that is not going to get them anything. By the time they graduate college, there's not going to be any jobs. So they've been lied to. Now, so there's that. The other thing is let me tell you something. Most of these kids, unlike myself at their age, they're not eating McDonald's. They're not eating Burger King. They're not eating Kentucky Fried Chicken. They're not eating any of that crap because it's crap. And they know it's crap. They know that big corporations have been poisoning them forever. So the combination of the fact that they want a better quality of food, and yes, the higher wages and all that, it's hurting these fast food restaurants. Now, who is that benefiting? Well, in many cases, I'm going to tell you, it's benefiting small business. A lot of, obviously, the fastest growing food segment in the United States is number one, Mexican food, and number two, sushi. So many Mexican restaurants in places like California are privately owned, or they're owned by small groups of people who have maybe 5 or 6 restaurants. Now, there are some big players in that space too. Companies like Cava, Chipotle, who, by the way, have very good food, very good food. And I don't believe they're struggling. I believe they take better care of their employees than the other chains I mentioned before, the traditional corporate chains. They're selling a better product. And if you want to see where all the really good quality millennial employees are, go to those restaurants and you'll see what I'm saying. So, who is Gavin Newsom hurting? Think about that for a minute. I really want to know. I want you to tell me where I'm wrong here. The other thing that's happening in California is I don't think people realize how energy efficient we are becoming because of new technologies like, I know a lot of people are going to hate this, but like electric cars, solar power, And this new generation of low voltage kitchen equipment, like literally stoves, all the new stuff that's being made, much of it is even 12 volt adaptable. This is growing really, really fast. So the cost of energy, although it seems really high right now, I believe that it's going to start to go down at a certain point. And I don't think anybody's paying attention to that. The other thing the millennials are doing is, if we look at the auto industry, they have decided, and wisely so, that having an $80,000 F-150 or Chevy Silverado or whatever it is, with a big giant payment on it, is really dumb. So they're not buying into that. You know, even most of them obviously want Teslas. But even those who don't want Teslas, they want Subarus. They want Toyotas. They want smaller cars, not bigger cars. And by the way, if you look at camping, I've been studying camping lately. First of all, hate to bring this up again, but Tesla, you can camp in a Tesla. Tesla have a camp mode. The Model 3, the Model Y, all the Tesla models have a camp mode. So you can literally sleep in your car overnight. You push a button. It creates a climate control, automatic climate control in the vehicle. So you don't have to get up in the middle of the night and switch the car on for your air conditioning or your heat. And if you look online, there are companies now that are making mattress sets specifically for Teslas and other cars. Now, I'm not saying it's a good idea to sleep in your car, but I'll tell you what, when you look at the price of hotels and the price of Airbnbs, young millennials are being really, really smart about how they live and how they spend. So it's my belief that Gavin Newsom knows this, and I think this temporary cost of living increase in California ultimately is going to crush big corporations. And I think the millennials are not going to buy into the keeping up with the Joneses. They're not going to buy into the $200,000 college loan debt because they know they can get an education online, and they're not going to eat crap food because they don't want to be like me at my age, fighting hard to lose a few pounds because I've lived a lifestyle that wasn't very smart. I just think they're going to be smarter about this. The other thing they're doing, they're not consuming nearly as much alcohol as our generation did. Now, you can argue that they're smoking marijuana, and I'm not sure if that's such a bad thing, even though I don't want anybody addicted to anything, obviously. You know, I've always believed that it's okay to have a few drinks. If you want to smoke a little, you do whatever you want to do. But anything in excess is really, really bad, including bad fast food. But anyway, I think Gavin Newsom may actually be pretty smart. He may be smarter than we think, because California is changing, most definitely. And they are building some amazing infrastructure out there. We all know retail is going away. So every time you see a video on YouTube about stores closing in San Francisco or Los Angeles because of crime and because of homelessness, That's only half true. Half true. Those stores were closing anyway. They're closing because technology is changing the world. And that technology is going to benefit the next generation. Now, I could talk about this all day long, but you don't want to hear that. You don't want these long, drawn-out videos. But just look at housing. I'm going to do a video specifically on housing, talking about this very thing, about how the government need to catch up with the technology that's going on in construction. And they don't want to catch up with it because it's going to cost them a lot of government jobs, because they're going to become unnecessary. Anyway, I'm going to get off now. I'm being eaten alive here by bugs. So I will get back to you in another video. I hope you like this. If you like it, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back again soon with another video. And I want you to love yourself first. And then I want you to love everybody else and take care of people. So take care of yourselves and then take care of other people. God bless you.